jopuonjre mondo mi ichak wuodhi mar bedo jafwambo. Mondo ing'e mathoth, ywanwa tol kokalo e namba 0726324028 kata tudri kodwa e imel marwa cityscopetv@gmail.com kata www.cityscopemediacenter.co.ke. Cityscope Training College. Think.
Good afternoon and welcome to Cityscope TV Sports Arena. I'm Omondi Alphonce and today I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Omondi Alphonce.
Yes, thank you, and you can join us so that we can discuss or we can talk about these sports. Today our main focus or our main topics are going to be, we are going to discuss sports, and by sports we mean our main focus is going to be on football to be particular. Other sports like the rugby, basketball, we'll also give you some highlights on them, but we'll give you their highlights at the 7 p.m. news. And then to continue, we have seen a lot happening currently in football. We have seen some of the teams making transfers during this summer, so as most of the players from several teams or several countries are currently focusing at the FIFA World Cup 2026. Yeah, so Alphonse, if we look at some of the teams in the Premier League, teams like Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, they have made some of the transfers. So how could you say, or how do you think these transfers are going to affect these teams in the coming season?
The transfers are there and you've seen them. Like start with a team like Tottenham has made major transfers. You see people like Tonali are going to Tottenham.
Matheus Fernandes.
You know, I see that the Tottenham may rise again. You know, the season that just ended a month ago, Tottenham was very down. You see, it almost got relegated.
Yeah.
It survived relegation, but I see that next as the season starts in August, Tottenham may come back to its feet again. You see, team like Chelsea. Chelsea has made some transfers in, yes, but some of its key players are going out, like Cucurella, their key defender, you know. Cucurella was... Chalobah has also gone. You know, I see that even if Chelsea has made signings, but the transfers out of Chelsea can affect them in a certain way. Team like Man City is also doing some important signings. I see they hijacked the deal of Arsenal. That is Jeremy Monga. I thought that Arsenal was going to sign that boy, but from nowhere Man City came in. They've signed him. They've signed various people. You've seen that, and me to my wonder, what is Arsenal doing? Because me, I've not seen any year ago on Arsenal. I'm just hearing rumors, Bruno Guimaraes, I'm hearing Morgan Rogers, different kinds, but I've not seen any year ago, so I don't know.
Yeah, the same thing that's happening to Arsenal is also the same as what's happening at Manchester United, because if you look at players like Sandro Tonali and Matheus Fernandes, who have currently joined Tottenham, they were linked to coming to Manchester United some months ago, even before the previous season ended.
Yeah.
You could see many people talking about Matheus Fernandes to Manchester United, and also Sandro Tonali was being linked with the move to Manchester United. Then abruptly, then there's also Elliot Henderson, who has recently joined Manchester City. These three players were being linked with the move to Manchester United, and from how they were being, it was like the deal had already happened 90%. Then abruptly, Napata so such and such player amenda Tottenham, Elliot Anderson amenda Man City. Then you start wondering what's really happening with this Manchester United management. Is it that they don't want to spend on these players? Are they trying to? Because if you look at the history of Manchester United in the previous seasons, whenever they were linked, if you look at a player like Sancho, Maguire, Pogba, whenever they were being linked with a move to Manchester United, any fee that, no matter how the team overpriced their player, you could see they were spending to get these players.
Yeah.
So maybe I think these owners of Manchester United, someone like Ineos and Jim Ratcliffe, we can say maybe they are trying to be careful, because if you overspend on a player, then he comes and then he performs just like the way the others have been performing. You saw how it ended for Anthony.
Yeah.
Sancho and the other players, and they were bought at a very higher price. So maybe this could be what's making the Manchester United owners to at least take some time and say, if we take such and such amount to buy this player, for example, Tottenham bought Matheus Fernandes at a cost of 85 million euros.
Yeah.
So if you look at Matheus Fernandes, 85 million euros, then you start wondering, is he worth this amount? Yeah. So maybe these are the things that we could say they were trying to avoid.
So let's say that a team like Manchester United and also Arsenal are just trying to avoid the wastage. You can call it wastage of money, because you can bring in a player like, Arsenal has got many midfielders and they were targeting some new midfielders. Maybe people like Arteta and the owner of Arsenal are trying to look that maybe if we bring more on midfielders and we have midfielders, maybe they will not help us, they just warm the bench. And also what shocked me is about that issue of Granit Xhaka, this one of Sunderland. Yeah, I thought that he was coming to Chelsea, but was it yesterday I saw that the deal may not be there?
Yeah, the deal is not going to open because Sunderland consider him as untouchable. But being that he worked under Xabi Alonso when he was at Bayer Leverkusen, then maybe Xabi Alonso and the Chelsea officials thought that this could make it very easy for him to come to Chelsea. But if you look at the price that Chelsea were trying to buy Granit Xhaka, you could wonder, is Granit Xhaka 8 million euros? 8 million.
Only.
Then that's why I think the deal has not happened, because a player like Granit Xhaka, they were some of the key players for Sunderland last season.
Yeah.
And whenever he plays in that midfield, you could feel. So someone like Granit Xhaka, 8 million, and then someone like Sandro Tonali is being bought for 100 million. It's something that cannot happen easily.
Yeah, I really want to, and also I've heard that Rashford may come back to Manchester United. Is it true or just rumors?
Okay, this is the issue of Marcus Rashford coming back to Manchester United, because in the previous 2 seasons, that was the 2024-2025 season when he was at Manchester United. Then Ruben Amorim came, you saw how he was being treated at Manchester United. This ended to him being loaned to Aston Villa, then came back, then again being loaned to Barcelona. And then there was a price tag, just 30 million for a player like Rashford. And then Barcelona failed to meet the standards that were being expected, because 30 million is not that much. And then they are buying Anthony Gordon at 80 million. Then you could feel that the frustration, because if you try to compare these two, Rashford and Gordon, though they are both of them are brilliant players, but to some extent you'll feel that Rashford is better than Gordon, and then they prefer buying Gordon to Rashford. Then Rashford was then forced to come back to Manchester United. Then currently there are some rumors we have seen from different journalists like Ben Jacobs, there's David Ornstein, there's someone like Fabrizio Romano. They have posted that there's a possibility that Rashford is coming back to Manchester United, because currently he's a Manchester United player and his contract has not ended. So he may come back. Yeah, he may come back.
And last on the transfers, this morning, not even this morning, yesterday night I was scrolling through the pages of different people, different football journalists, and I saw something about Enzo Fernandez. Have you heard about saying about Enzo Fernandez
to Arsenal?
And also I saw that even, was it Man City or are also interested in him? Are these rumors, or is there any little truth in this?
Okay, so Enzo Fernandez is a very good player, and you could feel, because when he was talking back in January, after Enzo Maresca resigned from the Chelsea managerial job, then he said it caught him by surprise, and the way he talked made the former Chelsea boss Liam Rossini to put him on the bench in 3 or 2 consecutive matches without even playing. So this made him get some punishment, and also by that time we also saw him saying that he would love to go to Real Madrid, because not Real Madrid, but he just say he would love to go to the Madrid town, because most of his friends, most of his families feel comfortable when they are in Madrid. And then we also saw him being linked with a move to Real Madrid. Then Real Madrid yesterday cleared and they said they are not interested in signing Enzo Fernandez. Then after that, I saw some rumors: Enzo Fernandez to Arsenal, Enzo Fernandez to Manchester City. So, but we have seen Chelsea has a tendency of selling their players to their rivals. We have seen it happen not once, very many times. We saw Lampard going to Man City, Juan Mata coming to Manchester United. We saw some players like Alphonce to Arsenal. So this one of Enzo Fernandez to either Manchester City or to Arsenal will not be such of a surprise.
Because it's normal. You see, many Chelsea players to Arsenal, it's something very normal. You see, people like, even last season, people like Madueke, people like Kepa, you know.
We've seen someone like Fabregas for both Arsenal and Chelsea.
So it's normal.
But if you watch how, or if you look at how Enzo Fernandez talked back in the previous season, when he said Enzo Maresca leaving Chelsea caught the squad by surprise, it means that this how it feels like this Enzo Maresca is a special coach and is someone who can help him very much. So maybe currently we can say his possibility of joining Manchester City could be higher because of Enzo Maresca joining Manchester City.
And I also I had some Chelsea fans saying that was Enzo Maresca trying to do something behind our backs, because it was not long. Enzo Maresca was sacked from Chelsea. Then we heard that he is signing to Man City. So was there anything, or it's just a normal business of football?
You know, before Enzo Maresca resigned from the Chelsea job, the rumors had already started spreading that he will be the one who will replace Pep Guardiola if he leaves Manchester City this season, because he was working with Pep Guardiola while at Manchester City before he went to Leicester City. So the rumors had already started spreading that he will be the one replacing Pep Guardiola. And then it happens that he resigns from the Chelsea job, and then also Pep Guardiola leaves the same time when he is not in a position to coach any team. Then it means he becomes the eligible candidate, because the rumors had already started spreading. Then we saw that happening. He is now the current head coach of Manchester City.
And do you think that this leaving of Pep from Man City, like he has left Man City, do you think it can affect Man City in any way, according to you?
Okay, you know, whenever a coach that has already been attached to the players and to the team, the way Pep Guardiola had already been attached to Manchester City for 10 seasons, then there is a way that it's going to affect how the team plays. Like, it's going to affect the team because the way Enzo Maresca coaches his team and his style of play is different from that of Pep Guardiola. So for the players to adapt to his system, it will take some time. Because if you look at let's take an example of a team like Manchester United. When Sir Alex Ferguson retired, we have seen Manchester United has always been struggling. So it went down. We saw the players that Alex Ferguson left behind. Most of them left the club. Some have already retired. Some went to different destinations, and it has become, Manchester United has not been what people used to know. Because if you watch Manchester United in the previous years, 2013 going backwards, and if you watch Manchester United currently, you'll feel there's a very, very big difference. So maybe Pep Guardiola leaving Manchester City, but this will depend. It will depend on the players, because it's the players who decide. The mentality of the players. But we have seen the reactions we have been seeing from most of the players. They are positive, and maybe let's hope that he will succeed with this job at Manchester City, because everywhere he goes we saw him bring Manchester City back from relegation to the Premier League. Also he lifted the Conference League with Chelsea and the Club World Cup. So maybe
He can bring a great impact
at Manchester City.
Manchester City, yeah. True.
And also the transfer of Nathan Ake leaving Manchester City
Yeah, I saw it.
to Fenerbahce. You know, Manchester City, most of the players that Manchester City used to have in the previous, we can say their golden era, the players they were having have currently left.
See, was it this their captain?
Gundogan left, Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, exactly.
Then there is this guy, John Stones, is also leaving, and then Nathan Ake also left.
It's also leaving.
So, you know, this could bring some, because, but the good thing that we can say, a reason as to why we can say that Manchester City will not struggle that much when it comes to their defensive area. They bought McGuay back in January,
Yeah.
and then in the second half of the season, he played very well in their partnership with Ruben Dias.
And then there's O'Reilly there.
There's O'Reilly. But if we talk about this, the central defensive apple, you saw there's McGuay and Ruben Dias. These two, they paired very well in the second half of the season, and it means they have already known how to play together.
Yeah.
And so, playing together won't be a problem for them next season.
So it just depends on how maybe their relationship with the coach when it comes. You know, sometimes you see that a team may be good, but their relationship with the coach may be bad. So even if they are good, they will start to go down a bit.
Yeah. And also, while still talking about the transfers in the Premier League, we have seen Chelsea, some of its best players are leaving, and some have already been linked with with an exit from the club. Cucurella has already joined Real Madrid. Then there's Trevor Chalobah, who is being monitored closely by Como.
So it's true, yeah, I saw it. I thought
Yeah.
it was just.
And currently, as we are speaking, I saw a post that his agents are already in Italy, and they are discussing if maybe there could be personal, if they can come to some personal agreement, then maybe in the coming weeks, here we go, Trevor Chalobah moving to Como. And also Enzo Fernandez is also being linked with the move from Chelsea. Like, some of their best players are being linked with a move away from the club.
Another on the transfer, as we conclude on the transfers, I saw something on Trossard, that Trossard may leave Arsenal this summer.
Yeah. Players like Trossard, Martinelli, those are some of the players that Arsenal already put for sale. They are already on the market, and their release clause has also been placed. So any team interested in any of the players can just.
So it means that they might leave.
Yeah, they might leave. If a team comes that will agree on terms with both the club and the player, then they will leave.
Okay.
And also we saw Amorim moving to AC Milan as their new head coach after their former coach Allegri leaving the club, being sacked when the season was coming to an end. And after Amorim joining AC Milan, players like Mason Mount and Patrick Dorgu have already been linked with a move to AC Milan. You know, when Amorim was the head coach of Manchester United, these are some of the players that he used to play with regularly. You can remember that he's the one who brought Patrick Dorgu to Manchester United, and also he was giving Mason Mount a very good playing time. So, what can you say about this Mason Mount and Patrick Dorgu being linked with them to AC Milan?
What I can say on, me, I was not keen on Patrick Dorgu's play until the day he paid me. He scored a banger against us. I remember that. I saw that Patrick Dorgu is a great player, and if in that Manchester United striking, if a person like Patrick Dorgu leaves, Manchester United has got good players, yes, But even also when Patrick Dogo was on injury, he was on injury for quite some time. Manchester United was still performing under Carrick. So Patrick Dogo leaving, I think it cannot affect Manchester United in any way. And also there is high possibility for him to leave because you see that a coach like Amorim going to AC Milan, maybe the talks can be easier when Amorim is involved and he talks directly, he makes direct contact with Patrick Dogo, and then Patrick Dogo can leave. A person like Mason Mount, to me, I'm just speaking my own mind, to me, Mason Mount does not bring great impact at Manchester United. So even if he leaves, I don't think if the team will be affected in any way. And maybe Amorim loved Mount because you see that he was always giving him quality time to play. Even if you see key players on the bench, but Mason Mount must be on the squad. I think his stay can be enough at Manchester United. So him leaving, to me, is a yes.
Okay, so Patrick Dogu and Mason Mount. Currently, if we look at that Manchester United squad, if they want to do more transfers, because as we are speaking, the only one transfer has been confirmed. That's for Jose Anderson of Manchester United. They have just only made one transfer, which means we can say it's the replacement for Casemiro, who has also left Manchester United. So players like Mount and Patrick Dogu leaving without the team getting replacements for them, I feel this will be a very great problem to Manchester United because next season it won't be like this season. This season Manchester United was not competing in many competitions. They were just in the Premier League after being eliminated from the FA and the Carabao. So this season Manchester United is going to be playing the Champions League, the FA, Carabao and the Premier League. That's for competitions, and these competitions, for you to succeed, you must have a very good squad there. If the players starting on the pitch, they should be quality players, and also the bench should be quality. Like what we saw in the previous season at Manchester City and Arsenal. These two teams are very good players.
Yeah.
You could see Arsenal at times, Saka starts ahead of Madueke, or you get Madueke starting ahead of Saka. Then there's Gyökeres and Kai Havertz. You come to the left wing, there's Gabriel Martinelli, there's Trossard. Eze can play at the left wing. You go to the midfield, the attacking midfield, there's Odegaard. Eze can also play there.
And also this
Lewis Skelly. Like you just find a team as the starting 11 are very good players, and also if you watch their bench closely, these are also very good players. You also look at Manchester City. There's Mamush, there's Dogu, then there's Phil Foden, there's Savinho, there's Semenyo, there's Alan. Like very quality players. Like even if you say that I'm going to start with the front three of Alan, Semenyo and Dogu, you still find options from the bench. There's Foden, you know how little he is, you know how little Omar Mamush is, you know how little Savinho is. Like for a team to compete in these big stages, you must have very good squad. And I think this is what is still going to affect Manchester United, because let's say you play Champions League on Tuesday or on Wednesday, then you need to again play at the Premier League over the weekend, and then the same players that you're using to play at the Premier League are the same players you are going to use at the Champions League, the same players you are going to use at the FA, the same players you are going to use at the Carabao. There's this fatigueness, the players will get tired, and once the players get tired, you know what happens, you get removed out of all these competitions. Because in the midfield, let's take a look at Manchester United's midfield. There's just Kobe Maino, Ederson, there's Bruno, and then there's Manuel Ugarte, who is currently injured, and then there's those two Fletcher boys, the Tyler Fletcher and his brother. Like with this kind of midfield, and you want to compete in the Champions League and the Premier League, and in this Champions League you're going to meet Manchester City, a team that has Rodri and Elliot Anderson in the midfield. You go to Arsenal, you find Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Mikel Merino. You move to Chelsea, you get Caicedo, you get Enzo Fernandez. Then we are still only in the Premier
League.
Yes, Premier League. You have not gone to Barcelona. You have not met Pedri. You have not met Frankie De Jong.
Like maybe you meet PSG.
Meet PSG, Vitinha, John, never speak. With this kind of midfield, do you think Manchester United will be competitive enough in the Champions League next season? Leave alone the Premier League. Let's now focus on the Champions League. Yeah.
It's very true. I've not thought of that. I was telling you that it was the Manchester that I used to know last season, but it has changed.
Yeah.
It has changed a lot. Under Karl, I was even surprised. It went almost 10 games unbeaten.
Yeah.
So I think. The person that I see leaving can affect Manchester now at this point is a person like Doe. If he leaves, I think Manchester United can be affected greatly. And Manchester United will be playing Carabao, FA, Premier League, Champions League. And if Manchester United does not take, and also I think Manchester United needs to do some signing.
Yeah.
If it does not do some signing, also it will be affected. Sometimes players get injured. And if a player gets injury, the player needs to be replaced by someone on the bench, and the person on the bench should also be good. Because look at a team like Arsenal. Arsenal competed in FA, Carabao, Champions League, and Premier League. They took the Premier League, they reached the Champions League final, they reached the Carabao final, quarterfinals in the FA.
Yeah.
So we need to keep players on the bench and also keep players on the field. So I think Manchester United need to sell less and buy more players in.
Because this issue of Manchester United's midfield, this is not the first season. This midfield, Manchester United's midfield has always been an issue. Because last season, even in last season, when they were just competing in the Premier League alone, when Casemiro was injured, I can remember there's a match that Manchester United played against Leeds, and Casemiro was not in that match. Manchester United went to that game with a midfield of Kobe Mainoo and Ugarte. Whatever happened in that midfield, it can just show you what's going to happen in this Manchester United midfield if they don't get a proper midfielder to replace Casemiro. And that's why the team was focusing on signing players like Sandro Tonali and Elliot Anderson. For Manchester City to get
Believe, achieve. Be in gi lek mar bedo jafwambo, jalendo e wang' jowi, kata jalony e weche mag mbui? Riwri kod kar tiegruok mar Cityscope mondo iyud lony e chano chenro mag wang' jowi, fwambo kod puodho weche manyien moyiedhi. Yud puonj kowuok kuom jolony magwa mondo ibed gi ng'eyo mang'eny e weche mag fwambo. Ndikri kaka achiel kuom jopuonjre mondo mi ichak wuodhi mar bedo jafwambo. Mondo ing'e mathoth, ywanwa tol kokalo e namba 0726324028 kata tudri kodwa email marwa cityscopetv@gmail.com kata www.cityscopemediacenter.co.ke. Cityscope Training College. Think, believe, achieve.
Thank you for watching, for continuing to be with us at Cityscope TV. We are still continuing with Sports Arena Show. So as we are saying, you can send us your views through our SMS number that's currently running on your screens, and you can also call on that phone number. And let's move away from the Premier League and the transfers, and now let's focus on the World Cup.
Yeah.
What can you say about this 2026 World Cup compared to the previous World Cup, 2022, 2018, 2014? What can you say about the 2026 World Cup?
Yeah, on the this 2026 World Cup is very interesting. As you can see, it is being held in the three South America
Yeah.
countries, Canada, Mexico, and USA. The matches are interesting day by day. As you can see, a team like DR Congo was eliminated after they proved to be tough.
Yeah.
They proved to be very tough enough, and a team like apart from DR Congo, a team like Senegal, a team like Cape Verde, a team like Ghana, these African countries to be specific, they have proved that they can play football, yesterday I saw Cape Verde being eliminated, and it was a very tough match. They played tough against Argentina. I thought that Argentina was going to lose that match, or even the match would end up in penalty. But luckily, they managed to go through and they were able to eliminate Cape Verde. The World Cup is interesting day by day. We've moved from group stages, round of 32, and now we are moving to round of 16. It's getting interesting day by day, and we hope for more. Teams like Argentina, France, Portugal, and Spain. England is also still in the race, and Belgium is in the race, but to my surprise, a team like Germany is no longer in the race. It was eliminated. So the World Cup is becoming interesting day by day, and I've seen that the fixtures for round of 16 are out, and we've seen how the teams are going to compete. What got my attention that Ghana is going to face Argentina. Not Ghana, Egypt. Egypt is going to face Argentina. The match will be, that is the match that I'm keen on watching. I want to see how Egypt is going to perform against Argentina. That's the match, and a team like Spain, Portugal, England, and Belgium. Those are the key teams that people are looking at the World Cup. And also, to me, I will say that France may grab this thing, because I see that France has the highest opportunity of taking this World Cup.
Okay, as you have said, if we are now talking about these African teams, in this 2026 World Cup, this was the first time that Africa sent a very high number of teams to the World Cup. They were 10, and out of 10, 9 managed to go past the group stage and move to the round of 32. So at the round of 32, that's where the journey started becoming tough.
Being kicked out.
Yeah, we saw South Africa being the first team to be eliminated. Then we saw Morocco qualifying to the round of 16. Then the other teams like Ivory Coast, Senegal, Ghana, Cape Verde, they have also been eliminated from the 26 World Cup, and currently just 2 African teams,
And that is in Morocco
and Egypt. These are the only teams left at the 2026 World Cup from Africa. And if you go look at their next opponents, that's in the round of 16, Egypt is going to face Argentina, which is going to be a very, very tough match for them. Yeah, this is going to be a very tough match. We know the quality and the type of players that Argentina have, their quality and what they can do. With players like Lionel Messi, Lautaro Martinez, Rodrigo de Paul,
like Enzo.
Enzo Fernandez.
This player of Atletico. Is he Atletico? This their striker, or is he not from? I'm even forgetting the name.
People like Thiago Almada, they are very quality players.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a very tough match for Egypt. Yeah, and we cannot write them off. We cannot say that Egypt are the underdogs, but they are going to face the 2022 World
Anything
Champions.
can happen.
Yeah, and in that match, they are going to face the great Lionel Messi. And there are some players when you are going to face, just as a defender or as a goalkeeper, you just become nervous even before you get to that match. Yeah. You just imagine that, hey, I'm going to play against Lionel Messi. I'm going to play against Cristiano Ronaldo. That nervousness. Maybe that's what will affect these Egyptians if they won't get to that match. When you are going to face a great player like Lionel Messi, when you are a defender or a goalkeeper, what you should do, you should just say, Lionel Messi is just like other players. You just assume,
Take him normal.
Yeah, just take him normal. But if you go there and ask, I'm going to face Lionel Messi, the world's top scorer in the World Cup, that's where that tension and nervousness, that's where you find Messi scoring a trick without even very much work to do. You'll be just scoring some easy goals because the opponents had already feared before that match.
Yeah.
And also there is Morocco. They're going to face Canada. And Canada is one of the hosts of this 2026 World Cup. We know the quality of the Moroccans, the types of players they have, and most of the people, because that match is being played tonight at 8 p.m.
Yeah, it's today.
Yes, today at 8 p.m. So most of the people were already, if I was checking the votes, Morocco had a higher percentage to win that match over Canada, because people feel like Morocco have very good players like Hakimi, Saibari, Brahim Diaz, like just some good players. And if you compare them to the Canada, we cannot say that Canada does not have a very good squad. They also have good players. That's why they have advanced to the round of 16. Yeah. So in this match, Morocco versus Canada.
Morocco versus Canada. What can I say about Morocco versus Canada? Me, a team like Canada, in the previous World Cups, I did not have interest in watching a team like Canada, so I cannot talk about much about Canada, but they have proved that they can play football in this World Cup. They have gone a long way from the group stages of the two, and now they are going to face Morocco in the round of 16. It's going to be a tough match. You cannot narrate them so much, but also Morocco is a good team. It has got key players. Morocco proved that in the last World Cup they reached the semi-finals, and even though they were eliminated, but they proved to be the best. Even if they say that they are Arabs, but they proved it that they have got key players and they can play. You cannot narrate Canada, but the people that have got the high chance of winning that match is Morocco. Even to me, according to me, Morocco has got a high chance. Maybe they don't end up in penalty, but I think they can just eliminate Canada just in the 90 minutes of play.
Okay, and also in this 2026 World Cup, this is the first time we are seeing a World Cup or a World Cup tournament being hosted by 3 nations. In the previous years, it was just in one nation. Like we had that one in Qatar, Russia, Brazil, and South Africa. But this time, it's the same tournament being hosted by 3 different nations. That's United States of America, Mexico, and Canada. And the best part with it is that all of these 3 teams have advanced to the round of 16.
Yeah.
And the last time the host nation managed to go up to the round of 16 was in 2018. That was Russia when they reached to the quarterfinals. And what surprised me in that 2018 World Cup with Russia, after that they have never played at the World Cup again.
I've never seen them.
But they just played in that 2018 World Cup because of the home advantage, because they were the hosts. And they had that. They did not qualify for the 2018 World Cup, but being that they were the hosts, they had to play. And they surprised many people because Croatia only managed to remove them from the quarterfinals, to eliminate them in the quarterfinals through penalties, even though they never qualified for that World Cup. And in 2022, we saw Qatar. Qatar did not go past the group stages.
And it was
and it was the host. And this time, the host nations have done well. They are all at the round of 16.
And the team that shocked me even more, even leave alone Mexico and Canada, USA. Yeah, I didn't think that USA can also play football that much until now. They are in the round of 16, and maybe they can go past there. You know, there is something called a mathematics. You know, if you come back home, remember the chant. Was it
2025?
2025. I forget. It was just last year. And me, I'm saying 2022. It's like it has been long. You know, you saw what Kenya did. Do you think that Kenya can beat a team like Morocco, a team like DRC Congo? You know, there is something called poverty. That's why USA is going on, and it can even go past the round of 16.
Yeah, because in this same World Cup, we saw Portugal facing Croatia in the round of 32. And in that match, if you watch that match closely, a lot of things happened. We saw the VR.
The goal that was disallowed.
Yeah, the goal being disallowed. You know, that match, it was very tense from the beginning to the end, because it was a match of the two legends of the game. That's Luka Modric facing Cristiano Ronaldo. And what surprised many was that Ronaldo's sister announced before that game that Ronaldo is going to retire from international football after this World Cup. So you know, most people, what they expected was that, so if Ronaldo loses this match, then this is going to be his final match for Portugal. So most of the people wanted him to win. And then Luka Modric also, if Croatia loses this match, then he also retires from international football. So there was because Luka Modric and Ronaldo, so like for you to say, I want Luka Modric to proceed, then you also remember there's Cristiano Ronaldo. And if you want Cristiano Ronaldo to proceed, then as a fan, if you watch Luka Modric play, you will still want to see him continue playing at the World Cup. But after all, just one team had to proceed, and Portugal managed to proceed by winning that game by 2-1.
And even if Portugal won, the match was very tough.
Yeah, it was very tough.
Ronaldo scored a penalty, and before he scored a penalty, he scored a goal that was disallowed. And also, when it was 2-1, Croatia scored, but you know, I was looking at how the VR was trying to do that thing, whatever that what they put inside the sensor inside the ball, there was a touch, and that made it to be an offside. You know, this thing, these people are making football to be boring.
No, not boring, but you know, they are trying to sell football, and I think that sensor should be brought to even to the Premier League. It should be brought to the Premier League balls, Champions League balls, so that at least we have seen many people complaining about being denied some opportunities. They are intervening when they feel like that chance. It was a clear goal. Like what happened between Arsenal and West Ham. We don't want to talk about that, but I think we have seen most, like Modric after that match, he said that penalty that was awarded to Portugal, he said VR should have not intervened to check for that penalty, because he felt the touch was not that much. That could lead to a penalty. So most of the people have been complaining about VAR. This is not the first time they're hearing this. Most of the people have complained about VAR destroying football. But I think VAR is just, though there are times there are errors, but since the introduction of VAR, I think some of the things have changed.
It has changed very greatly, and if you look, other than the match that will be tough will be this one of the two people that always have conflict. Gabriel and Alan, that's Norway and Brazil. The match will be very interesting because Norway will be looking for survival. It's long since they played in a World Cup, but Brazil is used to playing in a World Cup. The match will be very interesting. I can't wait to see that. That will be, if I always see it at Manchester City, even in the match that Alan's cloth was torn. I remember that match. I'm just waiting to see something like that. The match will be tough because Alan has got, is it 5 goals?
He has 5 goals.
5 goals, and also a person like in the Brazil sport, Vinicius Junior has 4. Does he have 4 or 3?
That's 4.
4, isn't it? You know, and these people are scorers. They score a lot. You know, a person like Alan, even in Manchester City, Alan does not miss a chance. He always utilizes any chance to score. And also Vinicius Junior has got some crazy skills that can make a match to be very interesting. I can't wait to watch that match, and in that match I've not put anything for. Like I have not yet settled whether Brazil or Norway. I'm just waiting for the result.
Watching to enjoy.
Yeah.
And also, we saw a team. Let's talk about this match between Argentina and Cape Verde. Match that was played. Yeah. Nobody expected what happened. We never expected that.
Many people expected that Argentina would win a very easy match.
Yeah.
You know, even me, that is what, I saw somebody posting something on Facebook that the only way Cape Verde can win is when they put Argentina on a lower side, then they put Cape Verde on the hill. So they will be just coming to a slopey ground, and Argentina will be climbing toward the hills. You know, many people expected that Argentina would beat Cape Verde so easily. But even that their goalkeeper, is he 41 years old?
It's 44 senior.
You know, that person proved that football is not a matter of age, but football is a matter of what you want to deliver for your country. You know, Lionel Messi scored a goal in the first half. You know, and people say that no, today's Messi is also going to score a hat-trick, but they waited for the hat-trick, we didn't see it. Cape Verde proved they went to even 100. The match finished 100. It reached 120, isn't it? And but even if it reached 120, I really love to see Cape Verde in the round of 16, but they were lucky. Let's say something of sort, you know. I'm a fan of Messi, yes, but I wanted an African team like Cape Verde to qualify. You know, Cape Verde, I think, is a real African team. Leave Morocco alone, and Egypt is not that much. I don't hate it that much, but Morocco, I hate it a little bit, you know. But a country like Cape Verde, or maybe the nearest neighbors are Congo. Maybe I would have loved to see them in the round, even in the quarterfinals, you know. But Argentina proved that they are still the champions of the World Cup.
Yeah, whatever happened, but you know, if you compare the saves that Bosnia made in that match, if you watch that game, you saw some of the chances that people are already that he made 7 saves in the first 90 minutes of the match. Argentina took another lead, they equalized. Argentina again took the lead, then they again equalized. The game had to go to the extra time, of which Argentina scored the winner. They let
was 110, I think.
Yeah, 110th minute. So you can see how tough Cape Verde are. And before this World Cup, I'm quite sure most of the people didn't know even the people knew a country called Cape Verde, but their players,
maybe their names,
nobody knew their names. Someone like Bosnia is 40 years old. To me, he has played most of his years. He has played
in his country.
He has played in his country. Nobody expected a 40-year-old goalkeeper to make the saves against Spain, against Uruguay, and also against Argentina. Yeah, people did not expect that, but it happened. And we have seen people celebrating this match that they had against Argentina. Yes, they were eliminated, but people have something to be proud of. No matter how maybe the Argentina were on the brink of being eliminated by Cape Verde.
Almost.
Yeah, and this could have been history.
People would have talked about it, you know. Those people, you know, there is this debate that who is the GOAT, Ronaldo or Messi, you know. Remember even the match with Portugal and Denmark, you know. Denmark also did something that we didn't expect, and Portugal were almost losing that match, you know. And the same thing that happened yesterday. Cape Verde was with Egypt here and there, you know. The goalkeeper making saves, and also Argentina trying to attack, but they proved that they can play football, and I hope to see them in another World Cup. Maybe this World Cup will be in, is it 2030? 2030,
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I hope to see them there, and also thinking. You know, they have experienced the World Cup, so hoping that they will come strong. And also I know that we will see them in the AFCON coming next season.
Yeah. So in this 2026 World Cup, let's talk about how the goals have been, the top goal scorers. We have someone like Lionel Messi currently is the leading top scorer with 7 goals.
Yeah.
There's Mbappe with 6. There's Alan 5. Then there's this guy. Those Senegal have already been eliminated, but Ismail Assar also is amongst the top scorers. We have Alan, we have Harry Kane.
Yeah, Harry Kane is also in the race.
So you know this. If we compare this 2026 World Cup and the previous years, 2022 and 2018, in 2018 Harry Kane was the top scorer with 6 goals.
And now Messi is at 7.
Messi at 7 already, and we this just the round of 32. We still have round of 16, quarterfinal, semi-final, and final. That's like 4 more matches to go. And then in 2022, Kylian Mbappe was the top scorer with 8. To me, currently, Lionel Messi needs just 1 match. Yeah, just 1 goal to match Kylian Mbappe's 2022 goals. And Mbappe himself needs just 2 to match his 2022 goals that he scored at the World Cup. So this race, it's a very tough race. We have people like
kuleta usalama katika jamii, na serikali inaendelea kujizatiti kuwekeza katika sekta ya elimu ili kupanua fursa na kuboresha matokeo ya ujifunzi wote. Aliendelea pia kwa kusema kuwa dhamira hiyo inaonekana wazi katika bajeti ya taifa ya mwaka wa fedha wa 2026 na 27 ambayo imetenga sehemu kubwa zaidi ya rasilimali kwa sekta ya elimu. Bajeti hiyo inajumuisha uwekezaji mkubwa unaolenga kuboresha miundombinu ya shule na kuimarisha ajira ya walimu. Tupate taarifa zaidi.
Is that as a government there are so many transformative programs that we are running, whether it's in education, whether it's in infrastructure development. And education is the biggest equalizer. And as a government, under the leadership of President Trudeau, we have allocated the highest amount of resources, more than 780 billion, so that our children can get quality education. When they go to schools, they have teachers who can attend to them, and they also learn in decent environment. Education is the biggest equalizer. It cannot be that other Kenyans are benefiting from education and the people of Seme and the people of Kisumu do not benefit.
Tukiendelea, alikuwa mbunge wa Embakasi East Babu Owino ameikosoa serikali ya Kenya Kwanza kwa kile alichokitaja kwa kushindwa kutimiza ahadi zake kuhusu uundaji wa nafasi za kazi na kuboresha maisha ya wananchi wa kawaida. Akizungumza katika mkutano wa kisiasa wa Linda Mwananchi uliofanyika Kitutu Chache Kusini, kaunti ya Kisii, Owino alisema kuwa mamilioni ya vijana wa Kenya bado hawana ajira licha ya ahadi ya serikali ya kuunda nafasi za kazi. Pia aliongeza kuwa Wakenya wanahitaji fursa za ajira, gharama ya nafuu ya maisha, huduma bora za umma na serikali inayotekeleza ahadi ilizotoa kwa wananchi. Tupate taarifa zaidi.
Vijana ria, vijana ra, vijana shivim, wazee kialala, warembo wamama mme, ni babu kwa saa, na bila babu, na baada ya baba, vijana, hapa ni wapi? Tumefika tujafika? Hayawi, asemaye kesho. Jambo la kwanza, hii serikali walituambia watatupatia kazi. Walisema watapeana kazi milioni 1, walisema wakusema. Vijana mgani ana kazi hapa? Nani amepewa kazi hapa? Nani amepewa kazi pale? Nani amepewa kazi pale? Nani hana kazi? Kwa hivyo wamama wetu waliambiwa watatolewa kwenye vios, wakuwe na masupermarket. Walisema Yani bottom up. Bottom, mlisikia hiyo? Walisema bottom. Bottom. Nani ametoka bottom akaenda up hapa? Nani ametoka bottom akaenda up? Pale nani ametoka bottom akaenda up? Na pale je? Na papa katikati? Kwa hivyo sasa hii serikali walitupromise kazi, instead tuko na serikali ambayo 5% of Kenyans have 95% of resources, and 95% of Kenyans only have 5% of resources. Upuzi si upuzi, ungwana si ungwana. Jambo la pili, tunataka a country where everybody is somebody, not a country where everybody is nobody. We don't want a country where everybody is nobody. We want a country where everybody is. Wameinvest sana kwa ufisadi. Kila shilingi.
Kwa waziri wa nishati Opiyo Wandayi amepuuza madai yaliyotolewa na gavana wa Siaya James Orengo kwamba ndiye aliyekuwa na mchango mkubwa katika kumwezesha Wandayi kuwa bunge wa Ugunja. Wandayi alisema kuwa badala yake ni yeye aliyekuwa na nafasi muhimu katika safari ya kisiasa ya Orengo hadi kuchaguliwa kuwa gavana wa kaunti ya Siaya. Alidai kuwa alijiondoa kwenye kinyang'anyiro kwa heshima ya ombi la aliyekuwa kiongozi wa ODM hayati Raila Odinga, na hivyo kumpa Orengo nafasi ya kuwania wadhifa wa gavana wa Siaya. Tupate taarifa zaidi.
Tulikuja hapa, we came here in Kahuro, na mimi nikazunguka Kenya mzima. In fact mimi nakumbuka wakati moja, kwa sababu tulifanya campaign ya last time, ikabaki watu wengine wamerudi kupigania viti zao hapa kwetu region. Tukaachwa watu wawili wale wako available every day, mimi na running mate hiyo wakati Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua. Tukaachwa ndio tunakibia Nyandarua na wapi, saa ingine mimi niko Marsabit, niko kwingine. Tukafanya kazi ya kuinua Hurubaru. Tulikuwa tunawaambia ni bottom. Muko wapi sasa? Muko wapi? Sasa mimi juzi nikaambia wa Kenya, hii decision ya nchi ya kusema ati tunafanya kazi gani next year, tunaelekea wapi na tutajua tumefika aje na wananchi wako wapi. Nikasema that decision to me is too important ya kufanya tu hivi. Na nikaona lazima, kwa sababu ni pahali nimepitia, nifanye decision ambayo ni mwafaka, ambayo naweza tetea saa hii na in the next many years. Because I have been in campaigns before where leaders promise, and when they get power you realize hawakuwa wanaelewa nchi iko namna gani. So you end up wasting a lot of time, watu wakiulizana tutafanya nini. Na ndio mlikuwa mnaona even the first year, hata project ilikuwa imejengwa na mzee Jomo Kenyatta, ilikuwa inapakwa rangi, inafanywa relaunching. Kwa sababu gani? Hakukuwa na mwelekeo mwafaka hiyo wakati. After kushida watu wanaenda wapi? Na ndio mimi kama Dede Nyoro, na nimepewa ruhusa na wadosi wangu wa hapa Kiharu, the decisions about the country sio decision kama ya kununua mkate ambayo unaenda unauliza niuzie mkate, unaulizwa ya Broadway ama Ken Breast ati unasema hii. The decision is a very far reaching decision that affects the lives not just of the people of Kiharu, but for the lives of the Kenyan people. And we must make a decision where the Kenyan people are in the middle of it. Because it's not just about who gets what. It must be about what Kenya becomes. Na ndio maana mimi nashukuru wadosi wangu wamenieleza, sio lazima filiki ikipigwa unakibia pale. Kwauza uliza ni filipi ya nini kinapigwa pale, so that nchi ya Kenya iende mwelekeo ambayo inastahili. Ama ni aje wadosi wangu? Nyinyi mngetaka filipi ikipigwa pale Dede Nyoro anakibia pale? alafu ikipigwa pale anaenda amekimbia. Hiyo kazi nilifanya nikiwa mchanga kisiasa. Sasa lazima tufanye decisions zimekomaa. Ile decision Mwai Kibaki angefanya ama Kenneth Matiba angefanya, decisions ambayo imeangaliwa kwa njia zote, that is the decision I am praying that I make.
Waziri wa nishati Opiyo Wandayi amepuuza madai yaliyotolewa na gavana wa Siaya James Orengo kwamba ndiye aliyekuwa na mchango mkubwa katika kumwezesha Wandayi kuwa mbunge wa Ugunja. Wandayi amesema kuwa badala yake ni yeye aliyekuwa na nafasi muhimu katika safari
kwa sababu hapa ndio kwetu. Sisi watu wa Ugunja ni wana Siaya County kamili. Hatuwezi sahau Siaya, kwa sababu Kenya ikisonga mbele kule juu na ili hali Siaya imebaki nyuma, hakuna faida. Kwa hivyo uchaguzi ambao unakuja hapa Siaya, tutaweka macho yetu open, tutaangalia vilivyo wale ambao watajitokeza kwamba wanataka vitu. Youth leader. Juzi nilisikia gavana wetu sijui anasema ati yeye ndiye alitoa Wandayi kwa jela. Sijui yeye ndiye alifanya Wandayi kama mbunge wa Ugunja. Wacha niseme hivi bwana gavana. Sema. Wewe bwana gavana nasikiza. Sema. Hii sio wakati wa kutueleza nani alitoa nani gerezani. Sio wakati wa kutueleza nani alifanya nani akawa mbunge. Kura yetu. This is a matter of the destiny of a people. Come on now. Hii ni jambo muhimu sana kuhusu maisha ya baadaye ya wananchi wa hapa. Kwa hivyo hatuwezi piga siasa ya potea, si ndio? Hatuwezi piga siasa ya kubahatisha. Hatuwezi piga siasa ya kubahatisha na maisha ya watu wa Siaya, si ndio? Kama ni kuhesabu wale ambao walisaidia wengine, hebu sikizeni. Kama ni kuhesabu wale walisaidia wengine kisiasa, mimi mnakumbuka ya kwamba mwaka 2022 youth leader in 2022, yes, mimi watu wengi wa Siaya walikuwa wanataka niwe gavana. Kweli urongo? Kweli urongo? Na ilikuwa tu ushawishi wa baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Yeye ndiye aliniambia nimwachie huyo Orengo, si ndio? Na nikamwachia. Kama tungeenda na yeye mchujo wa ODM, angeona vumbi angeona. Si ndio? Ndio hata wakati huu akitaka kurudi kwa chama chini ya uhuru. Bwana gavana, ukitamani kurudi ndani ya ODM kwa sababu kule nje ni kubaya, rudi ukinyenyekea. Na urudi na ujitayarishe kuenda mchujo ya ODM. Yes. Na watu wengine. Kwa kitu cha Saburi wakati huu. Sindio? Jaribu ile question on.
Mtazamaji, kufikia hapo tunaelekea mapumzikoni, na baada ya mapumziko mafupi tunarejea na habari tulizokuandalia.
Be in gi lek mar bedo jafuambo, jalendo e wang' jowi, kata jalony e weche mag mbui? Riwri kod kar tiegruok mar Cityscope mondo iyud lony e chano chenro mag wang' jowi, fuambo kod puodho weche manyien moyiedhi. Yud puonj kowuok kuom jolony magwa mondo ibed gi ng'eyo mang'eny e weche mag fwambo. Ndikri kaka achiel kuom jopuonjre mondo mi ichak wuodhi mar bedo jafwambo. Mondo ing'e mathoth, ywanwa tol kokalo e namba 0726324028 kata tudri kodwa email marwa mycityscopetv@gmail.com kata www.cityscopemediacenter.co.ke. Cityscope Training College. Think, believe, achieve.
Mtazamaji, karibu tena. Na tukiendelea ni kuwa kiongozi wa chama cha PLP Martha Karua amemtaka Rais William Ruto kuzingatia misingi ya katiba na kuheshimu matokeo ya uchaguzi ujao. Karua amesema kuwa iwapo Wakenya hawatampa rais muhula wa pili, anapaswa kukubali uamuzi huo kwa amani ama kurejea nyumbani kwake Sugoi kuendelea na maisha yake binafsi. Kiongozi huyo pia alisisitiza umuhimu wa utawala wa kidemokrasia, akisema kuwa viongozi wanapaswa kuwa tayari kuheshimu matakwa ya wapiga kura na kuhakikisha kuna kuwepo na mabadiliano ya madaraka kwa amani na mujibu wa katiba. Tupate taarifa zaidi.
Agree to live in harmony,
yes,
obey our constitution. If Kenyans don't want to give you more than one term, go back to Sugoi, do your business.
And
if I were the one,
yes,
and Kenyans didn't want to give me, even the 5 years after 1 year, they say go home.
You'd go.
If I feel I've worked well, I will be sad, but I will go home because they are my employers. We must learn to demonstrate that being elected and being a leader is not like acquiring a title deed to a plot.
You come and you can go.
Ni kibarua tu umepata.
Na kwingineko ni kuwa mbunge kufanya kazi tena na serikali ya Kenya Kwanza. Akizungumza mjini Kiharu kwenye hafla ya utoaji wa hundi za ufadhili wa masomo, Nyoro alisema kuwa serikali imeshindwa kutekeleza ahadi zake kwa wananchi. Alieleza kuwa serikali haijatimiza ahadi zake, akitaja ongezeko wa ushuru na kupanda kwa gharama ya maisha kuwa miongoni mwa changamoto zinazowaathiri wa Kenya. Tupate taarifa zaidi.
Tulikuja hapa, we came here in Kahuro, na mimi nikazunguka Kenya mzima. In fact, mimi nakumbuka wakati moja, kwa sababu tulifanya campaign ya last time, ikabaki watu wengine wamerudi kupigania viti zao hapa kwetu region. Tukaachwa watu wawili wale wako available every day, mimi na running mate hiyo wakati Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua. Tukaachwa ndio tunakibia Nyandarua na wapi, saa ingine mimi niko Marsabit, niko kwingine. Tukafanya kazi ya kuinua Hurubaru. Tulikuwa tunawaambia ni bottom. Muko wapi sasa? Muko wapi? Sasa mimi juzi nikaambia wa Kenya hii decision ya nchi ya kusema ati tunafanya kazi gani next year, tunaelekea wapi na tutajua tumefika aje na wananchi wako wapi. Nikasema that decision to me is too important ya kufanya tu hivi. Na nikaona lazima, kwa sababu ni pahali nimepitia, nifanye decision ambayo ni mwafaka, ambayo naweza tetea saa hii na in the next many years. Because I have been in campaigns before where leaders promise, and when they get power you realize hawakuwa wanaelewa nchi iko namna gani. So you end up wasting a lot of time, watu wakiulizana tutafanya nini. Na ndio mlikuwa mnaona even the first year, hata project ilikuwa imejengwa na mzee Jomo Kenyatta, ilikuwa inapakwa rangi, inafanywa relaunching. Kwa sababu gani? Hakukuwa na mwelekeo mwafaka hiyo wakati after kushida. watu wanaenda wapi? Na ndio mimi kama Dede Nyoro, na nimepewa ruhusa na wadosi wangu wa hapa Kiharu, the decisions about the country sio decision kama ya kununua mkate ambayo unaenda unauliza niuzie mkate.
Kiongozi wa chama cha DCP Rigathi Gachagua amemtaka rais kueleza kwa nini migogoro ya muda mrefu wa ardhi ya Kedong na Kibiko bado haijatatuliwa licha ya kupita takriban miaka 4 tangu aingie madarakani, huku akiwa aliahidi wakati wa kampeni kumaliza migogoro hiyo. Akizungumza baada ya kukutana na viongozi wa mashinani kutoka Narok na Wamunyoro, Gachagua alimshutumu rais kwa kupuuza migogoro hiyo ya ardhi ambayo imeendelea kuwa kwa muda mrefu bila suluhu. Tupate taarifa zaidi.
Hapo mbeleni alikuwa anakuja kanisa 4 siku ya Jumapili. Kila kanisa anaingia na milioni 2. Na kuinama chini na Biblia kubwa. Na kuiba nyimbo zetu. Huyu William Ruto alichaguliwa mwaka uliopita, miaka 4 iliyopita. Na mimi na jamii yangu ndio tulimuingiza kwa hiyo kiti. Kweli ama uongo? Na nyinyi watu ya Narok hampigia kura, mlikuwa mnamjua. Kwa nini hamkuniibia siri? Mungeniambia hii jamaa bwana mtu mzuri. Kwa sababu sana sana alimezea mate mashamba lenu. Na nyinyi mlijua ni mwizi ya mashamba. Na mkamkataa. Mimi nikalazimisha. Nikasukuma hii watu ya mlima, nikaambia hii mtu ameokoka. Si alikuwa amekuja na Biblia? Sasa unajua sisi hapa ni Wakristo kama nyinyi. Lakini nyinyi ni Wakristo werefu kuliko sisi. Sisi alipokuja hapa akasema Bwana Yesu asifiwe, tukasema amina. Nyinyi mkasema amina, mumefunga jicho moja. Nyinyi mlijua hii ni fisi imevaa ngozi ya nini? Sasa sisi tumepata shida. Na watu hapa nyumbani wananilaumu mimi. Ya kwamba Uhuru Kenyatta rais wetu alikuwa ametuambia mkue waangalifu, huyu jamani na mjua. Na akichaguliwa ataangaisha Kenya. Ataua watoto, ataiba mali, atachukua kila kitu. Sisi tukamwambia Uhuru Kenyatta wachana na sisi. Sisi tumepata mtu ameokoka. Na sisi tunataka candidate wa kanisa la Kristo. Sasa sisi tulikuwa tuungi William Ruto mkono kama William Ruto. Tulikuwa tunajua huyu ni candidate wa kanisa. Sasa kanisa nalia, kila mtu nalia. Hata siku hizi hakuji kanisani hapa. Hapo mbeleni alikuwa anakuja kanisa 4 siku ya Jumapili. Kila kanisa anaingia na milioni 2. Na kuinama chini na Biblia kubwa. Na kuiba nyimbo zetu. Na kuquote Bible. Hakuna verse yangu anajua. Sasa tukasema tuna bahati Kenya. Tumepata mtu ya kanisa akuwe rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Kumbe jamaa alikuwa tu amejificha nyuma ya Biblia. Amejificha kanisani. Sasa alipopata akageuka. Amegeuka wa Kenya. Kwanza ameua watoto. Na anasema ameokoka. Amemwaga damu ya watoto. Na unajua hata sisi ni watu tu ya kusahau. Kwa sababu hapo mwaka ya 2007 pale kanisa naitwa Kiambaa alikuwa amechoma wamama na watoto ndani ya kanisa. Lakini tukasahau. Sisi sijui ni nini ilikuwa imetushika. Hii Biblia imetuletea hasara kubwa, lakini ni sawa. Sasa watoto ya Gen Z si ameua. Wale wamebaki amesema piga risasi kwa nini? Kwa mguu. Mashamba amechukua. Safaricom ameuza. Kila kitu ameuza. Mali yote amepora. Pesa ya wagonjwa ya Kenyatta General Hospital ndio anazunguka nayo lokalau.
Mtazamaji, hapo ndipo tunapohitimisha taarifa zetu za habari. Asante sana kwa kuchagua kuungana nasi. Na kumbuka kutufuata katika mitandao za kijamii za Facebook, Twitter, Instagram na hata YouTube. Jina langu ni Maklin Haja na kwaheri kwa sasa.
Aneno kachunya ingo Pamela Diambo nelodino Olinga di moturi giti somore gotino bile Iwanga mazika chwero kaiwa goera no dognei Manya misare nyatinyo sindo ibende vinja Ajoni taigo era manyiringo niwe kuya Okinyo nyamaseno nyobuya na umija kuya Abibe ginya gogoro neviye tiyo abitoria Palo nego nyako kalaro kuiti beti yonge Masije masika nene mamia kuto kadero kama Kwero fumo waji kuguno ganda na nyono koko Aloje jasuba diyo kipae kakanwa ngiyo jabe Aloje jasuba diyo kipae kakanwa ngiyo jabe Emano kama nyuma jengu zipna Achoka liba piki piki ya Trisilati Usin olivimo sana sekai meja Moso simbo chieng be Otiro nyakwara moma gi ben mas Umoni ni juzipna Ekichuka yoga jina kanya kimoso na wakote ya korunguru Umaja rusika Umaja lamo Ebuka malisa jatuba Pole pole ya beri nyiri wuoth na mos. Wuoth pole pole ya beri nyiri wuoth na mos.
Pero kwanyako erawa mama unedao. Pero kwanyako erawa mama unedao. Tuchwadwa kudi kajiro bedo nyaka merena. Tuchwadwa kudi kajiro bedo nyaka nyithindo. Oyalo wangudi to pura negi ngano na marach. Oyalo wangudi to pura negi ngano na marach. Kitoya pilo katiera jogi pogoa. Kitoya pilo katiera jogi pogoa. Labu tungeo ni galagala gini nenu kuong. Labu tungeo ni galagala gini nenu kuong. Kupone kukutoki ni viti gino mumunga. Angoma koso mipongo wanginyagi salmon. Angoma koso mipongo wanginyagi salmon. Iriro nakamba toka manino deo ya jamber. Iriro nakamba toka manino deo ya jamber. Awinyo malitu nyaberi nyiri pek na matin. Pek na ekidogo nyaberi nyiri pek na mos. Wuoth pole pole nyaberi nyiri wuoth na mos.
Pek na ekidogo nyaberi nyiri pek na mos. Pek na ekidogo nyaberi nyiri pek na mos. Pek pole pole nyaberi nyiri wuoth na mos. Wuoth pole pole nyaberi nyiri wuoth na mos.
Kupari bedu endo alonye no biro modo nyeo ledi lamona. Somo na muma kitongero chango lokona.
Biblos.
Somo na muma kitongero chango lokona.
Biblos.
Somo saburi kichakero ledi lokona. Somo saburi kichakero ledi lokona. Somo mabayo nyakange nyapenda winjo waki. Somo mabayo nyakange nyapenda winjo waki. Punyo ya chike magera winyo donjona. Punyo ya chike magera winyo donjona. Amo marach muke tongio nyagi salmon. Amo marach muke tongio nyagi salmon. Iriro nakamba toka manino deo ya jamber. Iriro nakamba toka manino deo ya jamber. Awinyo malit jaberi nyiri pek na matin. Pek na ikidogo jaberi nyiri pek na mos. Wuoth pole pole jaberi nyiri wuoth na mos.
Pek na ekidogo jaberi nyiri pek na mos. Pek na ekidogo jaberi nyiri pek na mos. Wuoth pole pole jaberi nyiri wuoth na mos. Wuoth pole pole jaberi nyiri wuoth na mos.
Ang'o marach momiyo nyiwa longo nwa patan. Ang'o marach momiyo nyiwa longo nwa patan. Ang'o marach momiyo nyiro medo nwa bei. Ang'o marach momiyo nyiro medo nwa bei. Kitungu Nairobi to benyigi gigoyo matek. Kitungu Nairobi to benyigi gigoyo matek. Nairobi gibaenga lukumia bei marach. Kitungu Kisumu to benyigi gigoyo marach. Kisumu gibaenga lukumi bei marach. Kitungu Reserve to benyigi gigoyo matek. Reserve gibaenga lukumi bei matek. Ang'o marach momiyo